Well,
But
you boys ready to get into some Frieren?
Let's do it.
yeah, so Frieren, episode 28, the finale. It would be embarrassing when we meet again. And basically, Siri wraps up this final round of testing, and the mages begin to go their separate ways. But first, we have to learn a little bit more about Degen and Siri. And this episode basically opens up with Siri passing Degen, and we happen to get some backstory on the old man. Finally, I've been waiting for it for a minute, and we finally got it. We learned that he's actually a military mage and one of the most influential people in the Northern Lands. And when he walked in to meet Siri, in order, because if y'all remember, Siri was, I guess, the third stage of this test or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks in and he's thinking about how to fight Siri, how he could win against Siri. So, I thought that was pretty cool. That he actually said that and stuff. Did y'all have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, bro. Like he's a real stepper. Like we saw this. He's the only
Yeah.
mage we've seen fight with his hands. He's knocking young kids out. He's trying to go at elves. Like I fuck with this guy.
Heavily.
Yeah.
So, did you not know that an imperial mage meant a military mage? I'm just curious on that one because I knew he was a mage in the military from like the fucking start. Was that not apparent? I'm just confused.
No, I didn't know it. So,
Oh, okay.
Well, if you're an imperial mage, I mean, I guess you could be. But he seemed like a desk jockey to me, to be honest. Yeah, he's old. That's why it seems like that to me. But you could be imperial, like you could be imperial envoy, like or something like that. I don't think it necessarily like just the title means you're a military person.
Oh, I just think imperial mage. I think back to Skyrim, and I'm like, yeah, these guys fucking box.
Okay, maybe that's what they were going for.
Well, usually when you're an imperial knight, you're an imperial something. You're in the military, like that's just kind of how it goes, I guess.
Yes, for the empire.
For the empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before he gave hands to them kids, I definitely thought he was a desk jockey, but there was definitely something there once he dropped the staff.
I felt like he was like a strategist or something. That's what he felt like to me. So
yeah, but I guess to get to that point, you've gotta work your way up the ranks,
Yeah.
So like he's boxed for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
He misses the battlefield if you can't tell.
He didn't even think about it either, bro. He's like, nah, we better take this shit.
And so to get back into it, like Degen was the first one that came in. Then we got Ubel coming in, and she just walks up and just stands there, and Siri's just like, pass. And Ubel's just like, bro, what? We didn't even talk. What are you doing? So, like, why? What was your opinion on that? Why do you think Siri was able to pass her just from her walking in and just standing there?
I think Siri just understands how broken Ubel's magic is. And like, I don't ever want to get on her bad side. I would be freaking chopped liver.
Yeah, for sure. and like even going like past that and like the type of magic she uses, like Siri's all about like visualization because that's what the magic system is. Like you have to be able to visualize something to do it. And that's all Ubel does. She's like, yeah, I don't really know how magic really works, but I know if I can think something up, I can fucking do it. If I think I can cut it, I can cut it.
Yeah.
And Siri's like, I respect that. I respect that shit.
You take a pair of scissors to Siri, she's definitely gonna lose some hair, get a little scratch on her,
Yeah. So I fuck with Ubel, but yeah, I was a little surprised that like she passed her without even like saying anything.
I think for me, like the whole theme of Siri's test, I think, was the fact if they came in there and wasn't scared of her and like showed promise on not being scared of her and not being, because I feel like if you're a first class mage, you would come in there and you would assess the situation and not show your fear or whatever, right? I think that was a big component to her passing people. And when Ubel came in there and stood there with just a smile on her face, like that little shitty grin, she's like, okay, and this chick's not scared.
Oh, she's also just reeking of bloodlust.
So
I was about to say she's a sociopath.
Yeah.
She doesn't know fear.
She's not scared. She's excited.
Yeah.
She wants to cut you up.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought that was fun the way they showed that, and like even the one with the that was specialized in oh, the woman, I don't know what she specialized in.
It was like hypnosis and shit like that.
Yeah, she come in and she's like, "What did you think of me when you first saw me?" And she's like, "You're a cute little girl or whatever." I
Kawaii.
mean, yeah, kawaii, you know. And I'm like, she's not scared. She's, you know, she thinks you're cute, and she still passed her. So I didn't think she was all that, but just because she wasn't scared of Siri, she passed her. So it was interesting.
Yeah, it was an
Um,
interesting little test there. Yeah.
yeah. Another one that came in was Land, and apparently
Bro.
him and his clones, he was getting shit done with his clones, and he never left his hometown. He was sitting there sipping tea just while he was doing the shit. Man, my man is Naruto. What did y'all think about that?
It was crazy. I did not see that coming at all. I was thinking maybe he never like went into the test itself, but to stay in your hometown is crazy work.
Dude, when the camera just panned and zoomed out like 150 something miles away, and it just showed him sitting there sipping tea like Kermit the fucking Frog. I was crying.
Yeah.
Yo, and his magic is low key OP because like
Yeah.
he can just probably just hoard your ass, and then like all his clones can use magic. Yeah, dude's a problem. Dude
Like,
is a problem. Thank
and
God
like
he's chill.
the fact that Ubel, who he was like with through this entire test, didn't even notice, is just hilarious too. Like,
Yeah, she's a little dumb. She's a little dumb. I thought they were just messing with her, but yeah, she's a little dumb.
I mean, I thought my man was there. I thought like the second clone or whatever that came in, it was him, but apparently he never did step foot there. So
I think he actually fucks with Ubo though, because like, why would he like just leave his clone? He could just like just disintegrate the fucking clone if he wanted to.
but then he's got to make a new clone. He's got to walk the new clone all the way out there, you know?
I mean, he already had a shit ton of clones. A couple of them got destroyed. I'm sure he's got more around the city.
I feel like he had the master clone there, you know? Like, that's his main guy. And then he was just making other clones as he went.
Number one clone.
I just wonder with his ability, like obviously he has to make them and stick them somewhere because you know in the dungeon scene he came from outside the dungeon and he didn't just like materialize where he was needed, right? So I just wonder how all that works. I hope we get to know like kind of about that.
I think he can just make a second clone from his clone. That's kind of what I was saying with like the master
Yeah.
clone. So
Yeah,
I think he was
so.
just making more on the fly, which is totally broken.
It
And you
really
think-
is.
And you think him entering from like the dungeon doors was just a trick, a play to make people think that that was the second one, the real
Yeah.
one or
Yeah,
whatever?
he's got to
Oh,
keep
hell
up
yeah.
the facade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
ball busting, dude. Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that he got in there right on time. Yeah.
Convenient.
Right.
Well,
Right.
But to answer your question, Bass, I'm down to ship Ubu and Land. Not gonna lie, I'm down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't usually go for this, but like, yeah, homeboy showed his cards for sure.
Imagine Ubu with that shit, bro. She would be nasty, nasty as hell.
I really hope she never gets that because that's a problem for everybody.
But next we actually got Siri. She's actually surprised. She's like, you know, this was actually like a crazy crop of, you know, contestants. They're better than average. You got like a lot more, and she kind of apologizes to Sense. She's like, I'm sorry, because I was mistaken. I thought Frieren and you know kind of carried them, but they could have done this shit on their own. So
Yeah. If Friend's not there and her clone's not there, they would have been fine.
yeah, for sure. And then we actually get into like the little slice of life type deal going on in this episode with Deacon treating Fern, Stark, and Laughlin to some treats. We learned that his wife died when he was young. He has no children. He has no wife now. And just after she died, Siri started the Magic Association, which offered the one spell privilege or whatever if you get accepted. And he seemed to believe that becoming a first class mage could have helped save his wife's life. Do y'all agree with that?
So when he said privilege, I didn't know he was talking about the privilege of having one pretty much a wish granted, whatever spell you want, right?
Yeah.
It's basically she's basically a genie. Um I thought she was more talking about like societal privilege, like
Okay.
becoming a noble and things like that from being a good mage. But I definitely think that like a spell could have saved her life. If Dinkin was at the time motivated to save his wife, he would have became a first class mage a long time ago.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and it's interesting because at that point too, didn't he say that he married into a noble family?
Yeah,
So like he already had that type of privilege. So I was a little confused with that too until they started talking about like the privilege ceremony and getting your spell and like your first class mage ranking and all that kind of stuff. So
true. It seems like he married into like a low level noble family though, because he was, like that's what it kind of seemed like to me. Because like you don't have anybody around you that can save her. You're not like the cream of the crop noble family. I don't think. I think he made that himself.
yeah, I guess it depends what the illness was. I mean,
True. 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 True.
Yeah, we wasn't really it didn't really elaborate on that. So we just know it was fatal or whatever. So
yeah, I mean when homies want to get healed, they go to church. So like I don't know how good the medical system is in this world.
Good God.
I mean, it is
No
what
real.
it is.
I don't know how they're doing against like tuberculosis in the Frieren world. You know.
Um
Smallpox, all that shit.
but yeah, Deacon also revealed that he was actually inspired to become a mage and by Frieren, and a heroes party, and that she actually during this whole I guess exam, she reminded him that magic could be fun again. That was pretty neat to see that he actually like looked up to her or whatever. So
Yeah, we got to see a couple characters that like looked up to like the heroes party or Frieren in general. So
yeah.
that was a pretty cool ending. I think it was a good episode to put it in to kind of like frame their impact on the world a little bit more than they've
Definitely.
already done. Yeah.
And then we go to see Warble. He's actually surprised how cold Frieren can be since she's a part of the Himmel's hero party. And like you start to think like why do you think like Frieren hesitated to help the lady with the spilled oranges? And like it seemed like to me she was gonna try to help her, but then she hesitated or whatever.
Yeah, I don't really understand Frieren. She seems like a cold person in general. Yeah, she lives thousands of years upon thousands of years, but like, damn, the lady dropped all her fucking oranges and you know magic. Like, pick them shits up. Quit being a bitch.
Hey, she had a handful of books. Okay, like
She
she
don't
had.
need her hands. That's the whole thing.
You gotta put them down, and then you gotta strut over there and just verbal beat her to the punch, you know,
Yeah, I
and then talk shit.
I would have too. It's like, what the fuck were you doing? But
maybe
never
maybe
meet your
she's
idols.
seen.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, maybe she's seen Warble though, right? Maybe she was like, "Oh, he's gonna help," right?
Cap. Y'all trying to cover for this elf. Whatever.
But yeah, that was a pretty neat scene. But we've seen in the past like, Fern has been the one to have to tell Frieren, "Hey, we need to do this. We need to help so and so out or whatever," right? And Fern wasn't there at that time, so
Yeah, I think she, at one point during this season, Frieren was going to let somebody drown in mud slowly, just real
was
slow, like
wasn't that a sign?
sign. Yeah, it was sign. Yeah, like what is wrong with you? Like doing like don't you value life? Like what the fuck?
You know what, man? She's done enough. She's retired.
She defeated the demon, bro.
Imagine you fucking drowning. Some dude walk up to you. I'm retired.
I'm sorry.
Oof. A lot of work here. Is there a grimoire I can get at the end of this? Let me know.
What can you offer me, my good sir?
I don't want an orange. I want a book.
I will tell the next town up that you're here, though. um, but yeah, I guess moving on from all that, Fern actually goes to the Magic Association to collect her um reward for becoming that first class mage, her privilege from Siri. One spell of any kind, and we learned that Siri is actually forbidden Frieren from going into any Magic Association building for 1,000 years. But that won't be there'll be no time, before she's able to go back into it. So, um,
Yeah,
Dude,
no time for the elf. But Siri is petty as hell.
I love it.
Really?
I love me some Petty.
Okay, okay.
She's salty. She's got, Freeman basically was like, nah, I don't want to be your student. So she's like, fuck this bitch. She's out.
She's
But,
out.
but like, I think it's funny that they're like, oh, you can't come in for 1,000 years. And like, it was probably like 4 or 5 episodes ago now. And Freeman's like, yeah, I just stopped keeping up with this shit because every 500 years or so, like one magic organization topples and another started. This shit ain't gonna last 500 years. Come on.
I mean, with Siri at the helm, it might. It might. We'll see.
yeah, unless somebody takes her out, you know what I mean?
That'd be impressive.
Maybe she's the new Demon King. Ooh.
Maybe. Who knows? But I thought this episode was going to be kind of chill, and then we actually get into like something that kind of surprised me. Frieren and Stark was kind of just waiting outside. They talk about how Fern will become a more famous mage than Frieren actually is, which is possible. The way she's getting shown right now. So because we know she's a real deal.
Right, right. And like, I mean, the whole first half of this season, I mean, 3/4 of it, I was asking for some scaling for Fern,
We
because we
got it.
knew Frieren was very powerful, but yeah, now that we're seeing Fern is got a lot of potential. Looking at you, Megami from JJK. Um, but yeah, I was kind of surprised to learn that she's so talented. I thought she might be like above average, but like one of the best human mages possibly. Like it's kind of nuts, you know?
I mean that's what you get when you're I guess that dedicated and passionate and you got someone like,
But she really don't even like
Frieren.
magic like that.
But she was passionate about it because of Hyter though.
Yeah,
So
at the beginning, that's true.
um but then we get to the actual part while they're just chilling there, Lernan actually pulls up and he apparently wants to kill Frieren so that he can go down in history and that Siri won't be alone. And what did y'all think about this? Because I kind of didn't understand his logic. Like, why would he have to kill Frieren for Siri to not be alone unless he is saying that he kills Frieren to make Fern be able to be her student, Siri's student, right? That's the only thing I could get out of it.
I don't think it was that. I think it was that he didn't understand how much Sari actually cared for her students. And he was like, I've got to kill Frieren because then
Oh,
I will be a legendary mage for killing the legendary mage of the Heroes Party. And I'll go down in history. That way, Siri will remember me. That's what I got out of it.
Yes, yes, I think that's definitely what he was going for. Also, that's some bitch shit,
yeah.
put plainly.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I thought that was a pretty weak move by learning. We already saw him get, kind of like talked down to by Siri, and kind of seemed like Siri doesn't have a lot of at least outward respect for him. Talking to him like she did, and then he goes and does some bullshit like this, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? Yeah, I thought it was really weak overall.
I didn't expect it at all. It is. I thought he was there to like just I guess talk and kind of congratulate or whatever, apologize for Siri being being a bitch or whatever. And then he pulls up this car and I'm like, bro, what are we doing here? You can't stay. You can't like pull up on her like that. You ain't got what it takes.
Yeah.
So
And then he got turned around and Fern's like, yeah, this is a waste of time. Which really would have pissed somebody off if this was real life. They wouldn't have been like, oh, what do you mean? They'd be like, nah, now we gotta fight.
Yeah, you're
but
asking for hands at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
That's crazy.
wands.
For sure.
Siri actually goes on to state that most of her students haven't gotten to her level. So do y'all think there's actually someone out there that can like defeat Frieren or like match her?
It's potentially because she said most. So she's made students at least as strong as she has before.
Well,
And we
Flame.
Yeah, Flame would be number
Yeah.
one.
yes. Well, she called Flame a failure because she never got as strong as her. So she's made people more powerful than Flame. Is what I took from this. She called
I
Flame a
didn't.
failure.
She
Well,
called Flame a failure because she didn't share the same ideals as her,
yeah.
and she wanted to like use magic for fun, not just to
Oh,
be
okay.
all
Okay.
powerful.
Gotcha.
She wanted to spread the magic in the world or whatever, and Siri didn't want that. She wanted to use it, like Dan said, for power. That's why she was a failure. Flame was actually dubbed the greatest mage of all time, right, or something like that. As
Well,
far as we know,
right, but that's also because she started like the whole continental magic bullshit, and she taught
yeah,
everybody magic. I don't necessarily I don't necessarily think that means she was the outright strongest of all time.
yeah. And that's
She's
just
probably
how
just the
she's
most
portrayed,
famous. Yeah.
for us. But I definitely think that she's probably the most strongest that Siri has put out. It's just that she's a failure because just like Frieren's a failure to her. Even though Frieren is obviously really, really strong, she's still a failure in her eyes. She's not worthy of a first class mage even in her eyes. So
Okay.
um
Okay. But yeah,
but
there might be somebody lurking out there that can fuck with her, and
Yeah, I mean, we
yeah.
just finished season 1. There's got to be a bigger baddie out there.
yeah, for sure.
Because if this entire show goes without Frieren being challenged a single fucking time, besides by a sand clone of herself, that is gonna take it down a few pegs for me.
That would be crazy.
Well, see, I don't really think it's about that though. I think it's about bringing in the new like era, like the new generation, kind of with her is like learning how to deal with her, um, I guess feelings or whatever. Learning how to like feel what she
Be a
feels. I guess, yeah,
be a well-rounded adult. I'm
yeah.
like learning.
So, but all of the townspeople actually love Stark, end up loving Stark. Do you think he's like Himmel the hero? Are they kind of setting him up to be the hero of this party, or like, what do y'all think?
Maybe like not like the hero. Um, like as they were saying, like Fern's probably going to be more famous than Frieren, but I definitely think he's going to have like a large part in that legacy because I think most people are going to remember Stark over Fern because Stark is always in the town just helping people out, like Himmel did.
Yeah, true.
And they're gonna fuck with him heavy in history.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities
Statues.
between them. So
What'd you say there?
Statues.
Yes, for sure. Statues, for sure.
that that's one thing. That's one similarity I don't think he has. I don't think he has the like confidence that Himmel had. I think he's more humble. I guess I don't know.
You're talking about Himmel, that fraud who claimed to have the magical sword or like the freaking Excalibur of this world, and he couldn't pull it out of the stone, so he just had a knockoff made. That fraud.
What they don't know don't hurt them, bro. So, all that matters, he got the job done.
Perception is reality.
I know.
So I guess to kind of close this episode out, before we get to like the ratings and final thoughts, what like Fern chose a spell. She chose the spell that she doesn't have to do laundry anymore, the fresh clothes spell. I really enjoyed it a lot because it pissed Siri off. It pissed Siri off, and that's why I enjoyed it.
I just love the fact that Fern hates doing laundry so much and being dirty. That is the one thing that comes to her mind. Like, she could have had absolute power. She could have had like a crazy explosion spell or like the ability to bring people back to
Anything.
life, literally anything. And she's like, "Nah, I want to smell like fucking Tide and what are those boost pods you throw in the dryer?
Gain or whatever.
Gain.
Some
Yeah, the Gain
snuggles,
pods.
yeah.
Give me some dryer sheets, bro.
I thought it was definitely low key a great spell to pick because fuck laundry, especially when you don't have a
Exactly.
washing machine and dryer. Like, yeah, let's just magic that shit up right quick. Fresh pressed.
Everyone is happy with it. So,
Oh, of course she was.
She was happy because she freaking basically gave Sari a giant middle finger.
that's why I loved it so much.
I was really hoping she made a joke about Stark smelling bad during this like exchange because I thought that would have been hilarious.
That would have been good. That would have been good. Hey, but the whole party's about to be fresh.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
time.
So fresh and so clean.
Yeah. And to truly end it off, the ending scene. I really enjoyed the ending scene. Himmel says that they don't do quick goodbyes because that way they avoid the embarrassment. And I just enjoyed how they did this. They done it. They paused it right time. Like Himmel was saying, we don't do quick goodbye. We only do quick goodbyes or whatever. We don't do crying. And then the ED was rolling and it's like crying endlessly or whatever. And then it just keeps on going with the thing. But all I know to say is I'm definitely going to be embarrassed when I meet him again because that shit was sad. I was crying as the ending was rolling there. That goodbye scene, they done it perfectly. So,
yeah, hell of a season. Really hell of a season.
Top tier shit.
Yeah, I'm a lone goodbye person. I'm a bit of a cry every once in a while. I don't like when things end.
I'm a quick goodbye person. I'm gonna give your buddy a hug and say see you soon, bud, and just walk away.
And I'm just like standing there crying at the floor.
If y'all don't catch me, then I might be gone before I say goodbye. So
the old Irish goodbye is actually my preferred, but I'm a nice guy.
I'm trying to get away from the Irish goodbyes at parties and social gatherings. I'm trying to be a better person. Little PG, little personal growth.
Walking out the door with deuces thrown behind me. See ya.
This is the best way, bro.
Yes, people started getting mad at me, and I was like, I gotta stop this. But guys, was not expecting this out of Frieren, the Slayer, Beyond Journey's End, whatever we want to call it. Thoughts, bros. Thoughts. Like, what was this like for you guys? Tyler, you went first last time. We're gonna have Dan go first this time.
Oof.
Mm.
I mean, dude, this is just an experience, man. Like, it was such a good, incredible show. Like, this is like the equivalent of Lord of the Rings in anime for me.
There you go.
There were some slow spots, but with a journey, you're not gonna have action all the time. For rating, fuck. It's a very high 8. I'm gonna go like 8.9.
Dude, 8.9. Yes. Yeah. I definitely feel that. I'm gonna go off the same vein. It was definitely like Lord of the Rings for me. It was just like the day in the life of, but they made every episode feel special for one reason or the other. We're either learning something about the world, the characters, they're having great moments with each other or side characters. I was blown away. I did not. The first 3 episodes, I was like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what are we watching?" But I think by episode 6 or 7, I was like, "Yo, this is gas." And then it just kept up the whole season. And I don't think there's a ton of anime like this that have come out in the last maybe 5 years or so. So hats off to the mangaka for this one. Hats off to the studio for making this. This was fantastic. The animation was really, really cool. A lot of chromatic abrasion. I noticed that they did a lot of that to make the animation look pretty cool and unique, in my opinion. But overall, a score. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go like an 8.6. I could definitely go higher, but I'm trying to save my 9s.
hence the 8.9.
Yeah, 8.6 to 8.8 range. Like it's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal. I try to save 9s for like my top 5.
I will say, like, so this is an incredible show, but I don't think it breaks my top 10 just because it's not like my preferred anime genre, if that makes sense. I went into it very objectively, like not like, Yeah, it's not a shonen though, you know.
Right. I definitely went into it like that as well. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, it made me interested in it, and it could get better with more seasons. It could definitely go up in score, but this first season, I'm gonna give like a 8.6, 8.7. Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll try to keep this kind of shorter. I could go on like a big rant about it, whatever. This show is peak. It was pretty
Hey.
refreshing. Because we hadn't seen like anything like this in a while. Just like what Bass said, we hadn't seen anything like this. It has like great world building. I'm a big fan of great world building with One Piece being my number one or whatever. It also had like all the beautiful, like well thought out scenes and the animation and all of that goes extremely well with what they're trying to portray and what they're trying to tell over the story. Uh, and I actually enjoyed watching it weekly. It had a great mix of all these fantasy elements, slice of life. Even I'm a big slice of life kind of guy, and they handled time skips really, really well. You don't see that very often, but the majority of like the first half of the show was a lot of time skips, and it didn't feel like there was like it didn't feel bad. It felt perfect. It felt good. So the fact that they was able to do that very well was a good job to them. Um, I mean, it was just perfection. Madhouse done a beautiful job on adapting it. I can't wait to see more. Uh, uh, this is a must watch. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Peak.
Okay.
Welcome to my top 10, Frieren, because shout out
Uh,
Himmel. So
uh. Yeah, it's definitely good as fuck. People need to watch this shit. It's good as fuck. Um, yeah, like it's. I was excited to watch it every week. It was a perfect Friday night right before I'm like about to fall asleep and go to bed. Put this on for 30 minutes and then go to sleep. It's just like a good Friday vibe. Like it's so chill. You're in the work week. You're busy, 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 and then you can like kick back and relax the end of the Friday with this. Phenomenal. Friend Friday was real.
yeah, it will be missed. Like I said, this was such a great show. I'll miss like discussing it on the socials and like in other discords and stuff like that because Fridays was a day I looked forward to. So it was
Hmm.
really good. And the fact that like you had Frieren and like Apothecary Diaries. I know we didn't do Apothecary Diaries, but those two are like some of the greatest pieces of fiction that I've seen like outside of like obviously One Piece or whatever in the past you know, in the recent times. So